Welcome once again, all Warhammers and Warhammies. You have stumbled upon the best episode to date of Big M's Power Hour. I am Big M. With me once again is my cohort, Cole. Want to say
Hey
hi?
guys. Hello.
Well, there's no time for any of that. It's been a big
Yeah.
month. It's been too big. I don't know how we're gonna do it all, but we're gonna jump right into it. So, um, oh yeah. So we're gonna talk about Stormcast.
hmm
We're gonna touch on new Stormcast, and we're gonna talk about the overarching Stormcast. We're gonna talk about Dominion. We're gonna talk about Soulblight. We're gonna talk about people about what they think about the new Oryx.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about new Oryx. We're probably gonna talk about the people that talk about what they think about the Oryx more than what we actually
Yeah.
think about them.
Probably.
And then on top of that, we also have to do a little bit of a finger wag at GW.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. It's a small episode, not a lot going on.
yeah,
We'll fit in, easy power hour. That's how long these are always, right? Only 1 hour.
yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
it's
That's what
it's
I thought.
Power Hour for a reason. So that's
Yeah. Just ignore that timestamp down at the bottom.
yeah. Don't look at that, and everything will be fine. Um, Okay, so transitioning over to some of the news that we've had in the last month here, starting off with the Warhammer Fest. Um, like I said, we did the predictions last time. I would like to point out that every single one of my predictions came true, and the only one of Cole's that came true are the ones that he agreed with me upon. Um,
Sure. Sure. We'll go with that. We'll believe that.
but we got to look at Kragnos. We got honestly, as much as I like Kragnos, and is even having some destruction armies, he is a viable
Right.
model for me to pick up. I'm actually more happy on the amount of rumor engines he knocked out.
Yeah, he got rid of a lot of rumor engines. Then again, I guess we had an entire week of rumor engines just to him.
Oh no!
So,
So there's a whole bunch. So, like if you look at the shield, his shield had the dangling shields.
oh, that's right.
His mace is one. His horns are one. There's a trinket on the bottom of his base somewhere. That's one.
Oh, geez. I need to
Yeah.
pay better attention to these.
Oh yeah. So and then of course, Kragnos the book. Then they came out and showed again the Witch Hunter family. They
Yeah.
showed Croak again, the new Slanesh, and of course the
Yeah.
um, flute player, which I'm pretty sure we talked
Yeah.
about. But uh, again, they showed off the Soul Blight, which I think we touched in the last episode.
A little bit. Yeah.
So we won't spend too much time on that. Again, if you have any interest on what we thought about the day one reviews, go ahead and see last episode. We'll talk about Soul Blight. Yeah, screw it. Let's talk about Soul Blight right now. So
Sure.
Soul Blight's now out. It wasn't out at the time of the last time we recorded.
Right.
Um, Cole, how much have you gotten to look at? How much have you gotten
Not
to look at them?
not entirely too much. I've of course been all over Twitter seeing the little snippets of things that people are saying they got wrong. Some of the wording on some of the command abilities is well sad. Uh, ability you use in the hero phase. It only affects the hero phase, but it's for fighting. Yeah, wait for that FAQ. That's just one of those things that needs fixed up. So,
The FAQ or Soul Blight Battle Tome Part Two.
right, in a year's time, we'll get that too and fix everything.
Now I
Maybe.
I have to say I wonder if so I meant Soul Blight Battle Tome Part Two, as in it's going to be so long that it's just going to be another part of the Battle Tome.
Oh,
However, I have already heard more of the well. This is just the first part of the Battle Tome, right?
yeah, that's what I think people are going to be very skeptical and scared of now is okay, we got a new army.
And
Is this it? Or do I wait a year?
I No, I think this is it. I think this is the book. I think
Yeah,
this is what we're getting. I don't think there's any more coming right around the corner. Um,
I certainly hope so.
before
I
I get
certainly
into
hope.
what, what kind of, what is your general feeling about the battle tome? Like, you positive,
Uh,
negative?
I think it's very cool, very flavorful, lots of different armies in it.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them are, of course, the same tier as the other. The book itself is probably a middling, maybe slightly above middling book for power level if you're a power gamer and all that.
Yeah.
But the fact that each of the, I guess, the ways you can play the army, if you want to go ahead and run all the wolves, you have a leader for that. If you want to run the big Blood Knight crew, go for it.
Yeah.
There's a way of doing whatever the heck it is you enjoy.
Um, so I have kind of a uh, two part thing, and like we've explored before, I like, as much as I like a powerful army, I prefer a neat army.
Right.
Um, and so, due to that, I think while this book is, middle of the pack like it should be, I
Right.
don't think it's too overpowered. I don't think it's too underpowered. Um, it is a horrible disappointment.
Yeah.
I think they went up to bat and they bunted.
Should have gone more strange.
Well, I mean, so think about it this way. So, what everyone, I think, again, I don't mean to speak for everybody, but I'm going to speak for everybody.
Yeah.
What everyone wanted was Soulblight. They
Yep.
wanted vampires. What they got was Legion of Nagash 2.0.
Yeah, you're right. Whenever I first saw this army, even whispers of it revealed, I was sitting there going, "Am I going to get an entire army of nothing but vampires? Like, that'd be pretty freaking sweet." I
Yeah.
was on board. Maybe I was being a little too hopeful, I'll admit, but
Now, as far as that goes, like I said, I absolutely understand not having that, not having all
right.
vampires,
Yeah.
because again, for people that have been around a long time, we remember vampire counts
Yep.
as you took all your heroes were vampires or something very close, and then
Right.
everything else was all skeletons or all zombies.
Hmm.
And so anyone with that in mind was expecting something closer to what we got.
Yeah.
But it has been a long 5-6 years um,
Yeah.
since the world that was.
Yeah.
Uh, so now you have people that, I mean, we have armies that are full of giants. We have armies that are full of just monsters. Like,
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with thinking that there would be an army full of vampires.
Right.
And to do a small dig, those Blood Knights just don't cut it.
Yeah.
Um,
On their own, they're not quite enough.
I
I was hoping
don't
for more, personally.
I don't know why GW feels like cavalry needs to be what they're turning it into. But again, like I said,
Right.
that's a video.
Yeah.
That's a whole
Yeah.
video right
Yeah.
there.
We'll be here a while.
But like, here's my problem. So there is two simple things they could have done to make this book to the point where everyone would be happy.
Okay.
So we've seen the wolves, right?
Yep. We've got our wolves.
Uh, and the wolf vampires
Right. Yeah. We've got our bloodline for the wolves.
in Curse City.
Hmm.
I forget how many models there are. I think it's like 3 or 4
Yeah.
of like rank and file werewolf or not werewolf, but wolf vampires like climbing on rocks and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I know which three you're talking about in there. Yep.
You make that a battle line unit
Yep.
where you go wolves, those guys, and then the wolfy heroes, and you have a full army, and you have the community that isn't from the world that was now all on the same page. Okay,
Okay. I'm
so now
not against this. Yeah. I like
giant
this
check
idea.
mark. Okay, now I actually have a vampire army. Great.
Right.
So the other big complaint that I've been hearing on my side is people that like skeletons over zombies. Because if you like zombies, you found your book.
Yeah. Right now they're scary.
Now, again, all the rumors are pointing to the fact that we'll see where they go in third edition, but
Right.
the days of 5 attacks attacking twice is not long for this world.
No. No.
But like skeletons, come on, man. Well, what is that? Like,
Yeah, especially since they got such cool new models
right?
too.
I think the models for the skeletons are 10 times cooler. And what I think is
Yeah.
funny is like, so we get new death rattle skeletons,
Right.
but we get a good Graveguard War Scroll.
You're gonna take the Graveguard over top of those Death Rattle.
I mean, they're essentially, um, Walmart brand Hearthguard Berserkers. I mean, it's
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, anything where I can get 3s, 1 Ren, 2 damage.
Sounds pretty good. I
Yeah.
guess I'm gonna take that. Yeah.
All right, I'll put that in my cart and see if I have enough money by the time I get to the cash register. That's.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
But here's what you need to do to make skeletons, and this one little tiny thing, because they're already priced to go.
right.
2-inch reach.
Yeah.
2-inch reach, because their melee's a little better. They have a better armor save, and then also maybe do something to make it so. I like the idea of zombies are replenishing their ranks by killing, and skeletons replenish the models that are slain. And
Okay.
yes, I know they
Yeah.
already have they already have like the Necron thing of at the end of the round roll a die, and for each whatever
Right.
they
Bring
get back
people
up.
back. Yeah. Mhm.
First off, I think a 4-up is a little nuts.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I wouldn't mind if like White King, if a White King's in within 12, get +1 to that roll.
Yeah.
Additionally, I wouldn't even mind if at the end of every combat phase, roll a die for every model that has been slain since the game started.
Ooh. It gets to be a little bookkeepy, but yeah, I get what
Again,
you're
as
saying.
long as it's basically, oh, this was a unit of 30, it's
Right.
at 10.
Yeah.
Again, you don't
Yeah.
want to be rolling that much, but I mean, again,
No.
that's just spit.
No, I get what you're saying though. Make them more resilient.
Yeah, but with those, like I said, I don't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right, so let's continue along here. So for Warhammer Fest Online Day 4, we got the reveal of the Ideneth Warband, and
Yeah.
and everyone's favorite new crab model.
Yes, exactly.
Which, by
No.
the way, today they just released the cards for this warband, and this crab, like, they give him a little bit of a penalty for not being able to enhance his attack.
Okay.
But I was looking at it like his stats are better than some of the damn vampires.
Oh, nice.
Like a 2-up
Uh,
armor. I'm like, where's that for my Lumineth, man? That's
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The crab's gonna rule everything. It'll be fine. It's okay.
so
I
I know.
need my Ideneth Deepkin unit of nothing but crabs. That's my next thing. G Dubs. Thanks.
So is it simply the crab is your favorite model from this?
Of the unit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Second best.
The fact that there is a prince just standing and not on an eel or a mount of any kind
Yeah.
makes you sit there and go, oh, maybe that's doable in like a future thing of maybe just because you're a prince, you don't have to be mounted,
Yeah,
which would be kind of nice to add some flexibility to their foot troops because, yeah, Namari, no one's really taking them right now. Sure, they can be fixed, but giving me 2 options would be nice for foot troops.
yeah, yeah. All right.
So those are my hopefuls.
There was a bunch of other stuff, but again, we're AOS. Which, by the
Yeah.
way, I laughed very hard after our last video about 40K, which initially did very poorly with views, and I don't mean to talk about views with the audience, but I'm very proud of you guys for holding out.
Yeah, yeah. You just tell us and put us in our place. We understand now.
Again, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do another one in the future, but
Oh yeah, no,
I was very amused.
you just won't watch, but it's okay.
But yeah, all right, on to the next thing. We got new brush brushes.
Yeah, kinda.
I was like,
Not really.
are you wait, so now we have
Yeah.
crappier brushes, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. They might be crappier. I never bought a
Well, they're
GW brush, so
they're
I couldn't tell you.
synthetic, right? I think synthetic is
Yeah.
supposed to be a lower quality than, I don't know. I actually have some paints that I have some alcoholic paint, or not alcohol paints. I forget exactly what.
Acrylic paint? Something like
No,
that?
all GW's acrylic. Was it enamel? I don't know. I'm not a
Nah, don't
hobbyist,
worry.
guys, but all I know is that I have one or two paints that needed um, synthetic brushes, and instead of getting synthetic brushes, I just sacrificed a regular brush.
Nice.
I haven't bought these yet. I'll probably buy one or two just to see, because like
Okay.
I do use GW brushes for mine,
Okay.
which I hate.
You're the one that
Um,
trapped yourself. I mean,
yeah, and that's basically what the problem is like if I could find an alternative brand that was the same feel but higher quality, because like
right.
I try and go to other brushes, but their brushes are just a little thicker,
Yeah.
like the actual like stem, and so
Okay.
with someone like me that has big mitts, that little bit of a thicker paintbrush makes painting easier.
Okay.
Whenever I go to like any other paintbrush I find, it's either like by the time they get this size, the brush is too big to paint miniatures with.
Gotcha.
And then everything else is too small. My hand cramps up.
Yeah, I can see that'd be a problem.
All right, moving rapidly along, we came out
Yeah.
with a new trailer for Total War Warhammer 3.
Yeah.
I know
That
this was
was
a
very
long time ago at this point, Cole, but it sounds like you do remember it.
Yeah, I do. I've been paying attention to a lot of these Total War Warhammer ones. I've, of course, like many people, played one and two. I'm so excited just because we have all the Chaos Demons coming in, and whenever that first one came through with Corn,
Yeah,
oh, that was great.
yeah.
But this one focuses a lot more on the humans, and it was really cool. The pun intended. Yeah, I know, Kislev.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. An ice-based faction with polar bears. It's
Seems all right.
hard to have a problem with that. I mean, that's
Yeah,
I look forward to seeing more Kislev in um, whenever we find out more about the old world, whatever that turns out
yeah,
to be. Spoilers. That's going to be a future episode as well.
yeah,
Moving right along, GW announced that they're going to be doing a U.S. Open series.
yeah.
So 3 locations, 6 tournaments, all in the South.
Yeah, well, very far away from us, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I I might try to get myself down to one. I don't know. I've got to talk with Jamie about that one. It's kind of short notice, and
yeah,
they're all in the teens of hours for drives, so it'll be a flight no matter what it is.
yeah.
So
I mean that's one of the things. It's like it's a great idea, and I really like it, but trying to shove it in this year is just ridiculous.
yeah, it's a little rough.
I
Whenever what the first one's in August is kind of the okay, give us like 3 months heads up. Eh,
right, right. Yeah, so we got the Florida one is in August. The New Orleans is very beginning of October. And I like how they show you the hotel like, oh, these are the amenities you'll be doing.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
we're gonna be drunk or we're gonna be in a deep dark dank
yeah.
basement. And then
Yeah,
of course
I'm gonna be
Austin,
sweaty and
Texas.
playing Warhammer and being drunk. That's what's gonna happen.
Then Austin, Texas in November, which sounds like a really good time to be in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, yeah. The Orlando in August, I feel like is gonna be a bit of a problem for some people, but we'll make it.
No Beast Claw Raiders, please. That's
Yeah.
And then, of course, I don't know if you remember, they showed off a aspiring champion of chaos. That will
Oh,
be,
completely missed that. Jeez,
yeah, yeah.
forgot about that.
It, I, they did a really good job of making it. Is it a man?
Yeah,
Is it a woman? Because it's broad, but it
yeah,
might have a chest. Like it. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
It's all things chaos. And then of
Yeah.
course
No.
there's a Necron guy with the metal things as the robes and the dazzle dingity doos. Whoopity doo.
Yeah. Yeah. Necrons don't do it for me too much. So yeah. Oh yes.
I
Now I remember.
I really like the
Okay.
concept of Necron, but I would never do a Necron army unless I needed one done. And if I needed an army by the end of the week, I would maybe do Necron. But
Yeah. Fair enough.
all right, continuing to move along, the big news of the month, the unboxing of Dominion.
There we go.
So, first off, what'd you think of the cinematic trailer? Pretty crappy, right?
Cinematic. I think they've put some good money into their cinematics. It's pretty cool. Um,
So,
I have to admit, I'm not entirely certain. I may have liked the 40K one for ninth edition more. I'll be honest.
I gotta tell you, well, I think
But
with
then again, like it had a guy with a shield with a skeleton on it, so like it was pretty cool.
I think with the 40K, you did get a lot more variety.
Yeah,
But I think this Age of Sigmar one is exactly what's needed because I left the cinematic trailer needing to be playing Stormcast again.
yeah, it told a great story too.
I, it's like I said, to me it was absolutely perfect. I loved it in every way, every second of it. And it reignited a passion for Stormcast that I didn't know I had.
Right.
What's funny is like the main character, the I want to call him a chaplain. I forget what his name was. The Imperator.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember his name either now.
Like
Jeez.
whenever I do D&D characters and I'm allowed to just make a badass, that's exactly
Mhm.
what I make.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, so but we got to find out all about everything in the box. It looks like an incredible bargain. Part of that is we learned all about the Cruel Boys.
Yeah.
Now, what's your take on the Cruel Boys?
My take is that if you are a good painter and someone likes painting, boy, is this the army for you. Like, I want to have this army so much. I love the aesthetic personally, but I don't think I could paint it. There's so many little details, especially for it being an orc army. Like,
Yeah,
it's going to look beautiful. If you know what you're doing and you have the patience to do it, it'll look great.
my
Me
biggest
personally, I can't.
my biggest concern with the well, I guess I'll go back up here since they have
Okay.
Stormcast first. uh, my biggest concern is on all of these models, like each one of the stitched pieces of leather, they did a different color. And I think in order to continue with the look they were intending for, you would have to continue that.
Okay.
Like, I
Yeah, I
don't know
wasn't
if
even
you
paying
can.
attention to that.
Yeah,
That might be.
because otherwise I feel like you're going to have a very monotonous feel because you're going to have the skin color that's basically going to be the same, and then you're going to have the leather color that's going to be the same, and then you're going to be doing weapons, and then you're done. Like,
Right.
I think you're going to have to figure out those couple of like get 3 or 4 leather tones that you like, and then just stick with it throughout the whole army.
Right.
Now I know there's been a lot of controversy over the aesthetics of them.
Right.
What do you think about that alone?
I think they did a great job with it. I'm okay with the like I guess ape-like feel would be a way of putting it, with their torsos being longer than their legs and all that, and their faces kind of. I know a lot of people said a Middle Earth vibe, and I'm okay with that
Yeah,
personally.
I'm like
Um,
everyone. I keep seeing that, and I'm like, I don't,
yeah,
I
yeah. At
don't
least
understand what the problem is. It's like, oh man, I keep going into my wallet for paper, and all I find is this stuff that looks like money. Like, oh, well, that doesn't
yeah,
sound like a
I'm
problem.
sure.
That's
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
I
No, the faces just are so much more detailed, and they're speaking to you so much more. I feel like they're
yeah,
more characterful. I like them.
and I agree. I agree. I love the aesthetic. I love the idea of them because again, we already have our smash and bash and orcs.
Right.
Oh, which again, we had another video where they finally called them Oryx. I'm like, finally,
Yeah.
own it.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first video they came out with that said the word orc after they updated the name to the ORRUK, they still called them orcs.
Oh,
And I was like,
okay.
oh, come on, don't just change the name to
For
just
copyright, let's
right,
go the
like
whole
own
way
it.
now. Yeah,
Oruk is cool, you know.
yeah,
But yeah, like I said, so these are the Cunning ones. The Cunning ones don't
right.
need to be bigger. You know, they're in a swamp. They need to be nimble. They need to be,
Yeah,
you know,
be able to move their way through it all.
yeah.
Not makes so
Uh,
much damn noise. Has a big orc would.
but yeah, so I think so. This leads me to the first finger wag of
Okay.
the episode. Time to get out the soapbox. Or I can't believe the amount of people that are bitching and moaning about it.
Yeah.
Like I go because like I'm on the War Clans Facebook. I visit the the subreddit all the time. I keep myself off of Twitter, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm over on Twitter, so I've seen that every once in a while today.
and it's like, why can't you just like if someone asks you your opinion, you don't need to hide it. But like, there are people that are excited for this army. There's people that
Yeah.
really like it, and just because you want more Iron Jaws or you want more, Bone Splittas, this isn't taking away. Okay,
No.
like they're not the new orcs. They're not replacing the Iron Jaws. They are just additional orcs.
Yeah. I believe they even said during the preview, like, these slot right into your army if you want to just add to them. So
Right. And again,
cool.
and then again, even the exact same people that are bitching about this army are the exact same people that are bitching about their Iron Jaws not having a ranged unit.
Right.
Now you do. Shut up. I mean, like, you have so many things that you can do. Just because you don't like the rank and file, like, brutes still look top notch.
Yep.
There's really not, like, so everything that Iron Jaws could potentially need, you can just pull from this. So if you don't like them, don't use them. You know?
Right.
Just, hell, man, even if you want to go out on a limb and talk about why you don't like them, why don't you try being critical instead of just being an idiot?
Yeah. Yeah, just say, okay, I'm not a fan of this. I would prefer more if they'd have gone with this style, something like that. Don't just
Right.
work stupid.
Right. Or, well, it's not Middle Earth. Yeah, we're aware.
Yeah.
Thanks. So on back onto the good part, though, onto the
Yeah. Onto the
Stormcast.
happy here. Yeah.
Well, so straight into the Stormcast. Straight, we'll go to Finger Wave 1 at
Yeah.
GW now. Did you? Yeah, you and I were watching the
Yeah, we
unboxing
watched the
together.
preview. Yep.
I couldn't believe that Yandraste was in the box.
Yes, agreed. That was the biggest surprise I felt like to start with.
But
I
then
was also, yeah, go ahead.
then was the bigger surprise that Yandraste sprue is connected to Cruel Boy models.
Yeah.
No
That was a little
separator.
heartbreaking.
There's no like. It's not even just like two sprues that are cast together. It is all
Yeah.
the same frame.
Yeah, it's all mixed in there. So,
So,
if you want her, guess what? You're going to be looking for a box.
and it was the Lord Imperatant. So with Griffhound, I love all the Griffhounds, man. Dude,
Yeah.
I don't care what this guy does. He's in my army.
He's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, definitely with now him having a Griffhound for a pelt. I would prefer like some sort of Chaos Beast that he'd slain or something like that.
Well,
But
I would
okay,
like to think of it more along the lines that this is his, it's his ancient partner that he, still carries with him to this day because he saved his life countless times or something like that.
okay, okay. We can go nice about it.
Yeah. I loved seeing the Night Arcanum.
Yeah, that was cool. I love the mask
I love
version of it.
I love the contrast.
Yeah,
It's really cool. I'm very interested to see how it differs from the Lord Arcanum. If it is more of an offensive caster, I'll have to see how offensive.
yeah, that's fair.
One of my favorite new heroes is the Knight Vexler with the banner. I
Yeah, I'm
I know you're
very
not a
interested in what this banner does.
I know you're not a huge Middle Earth player,
Mhm.
but this is so Boromir with standard. Like it's all he needs to do is literally have his sword out, and it's the exact same pose.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize we'd gotten that close.
Um, Now,
Wow.
another thing that I absolutely love. So as I've beaten into the ground, I love Dwarden. I love the
Yes.
dispossessed. I love the cities of Sigmar dwarves. I love Grungni. So
Okay.
to know that Grungni came back
Yeah.
and is like, no, 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 you're not depicting Sigmar
Yeah.
right. like,
Yeah. You're not doing this right. More beard. It's okay.
like I want to know. So like he's supposed to forge stuff, and yet this tapestry, assuming that the banner is made of fabric and not metal,
Right.
literally
I,
has the Duarden, well, Grungni's iconography of Sigmar on the front and an anvil on the back. So he
yeah.
either paid someone big time or he learned how to loom.
I mean, there's some metal clasps on here on the end holding these two little pieces of, I don't know, scroll on. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Then we got revealed the
Yeah.
Praetors, who I
No,
think look amazing.
agreed. These look great.
I can't even get my mind around how awesome they are. I didn't
More
realize.
Stormcast and cloaks, please. I
Right.
think
Of like,
that's what it is.
how did Stormcast? When did Stormcast become this cool? I don't.
Yeah.
But now again, there is all the talk about how they are simply there to protect heroes, which I was like, you blade lorded me again, GW.
Right. Yeah. I don't
So
know. I hope not. With those big axes, they look like they're ready to rip into somebody. Yes, they protect, but maybe they also, once you get too close and you want to try and kill their hero in close combat, you're
yeah.
going to lose a hand.
Well, I
Hopefully.
mean, again, if you're gonna be bringing, wizards on feet, on foot, wizard,
Mhm.
wizards on foot, wizards on feet. I
One
mean,
foot.
each wizard is on both feet in most cases, regardless.
I think yeah, singular. I'm pretty sure.
So again, if you imagine the Knight Arcanum up above has
Mhm.
the 12-inch targeted enemy within 12 inches or targeted enemy within 18, you're probably not going to have that on the battlefield for too long without these guys.
Right.
Then of course we got some more. We got the full unit for the Annihilators. Um, Still in love, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. No.
please.
Agreed. I need these guys. They just look great.
I don't even
Now.
care what they do, man. That's
Yeah.
now we
I think they had kind of shown us the War
yeah,
Scroll
we did get a
the other
peek at
day.
the War
So
Scroll.
yeah.
I think I saw.
I think it was like threes and threes, minus 1, 2 damage, something like
Yeah,
that for the hammer. So,
anytime I'm seeing 2 damage, as long as I'm not playing against skinks across the table, I am happy to see it. That's
right. Yeah.
then the Vindicators. I know you said that you're not super impressed with them.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I don't know. I really like the original sculpts, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
I do like that these are much more fluid feeling,
yeah.
but for whatever reason, it just, I don't know. It's too Roman Legion to me.
Well, I love that Roman iconography and Roman style. So I'm very
Right.
pleased with these. They're so cool, man.
Yeah.
They're I'm gonna have to see them next to Liberators, but
Yeah. I'm wondering how much taller they are.
because again, GW loves making their models a little bit bigger every
Yep.
time.
Yep.
All right, and then real quick to the Cruel Boys here, since now I'm into that section.
Sure.
The Killaboss on Nashtooth.
Yeah. On Great Nash Tooth.
Uh,
Yeah.
Boy, man, I don't know how you don't like this model. That's
Yeah, no, I agree.
like you
He's
might
coming in there, getting ready to come in at you. It's gonna be great.
you might not be like, oh, I need to get this army started, but you should at least be able to appreciate a good model whenever you see one.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think about the shields? The shields are very interesting.
The idea that the shield is supposed to match up with the face or whoever it is, I kind of like that because how do orcs show ownership of things? Well, I look like this. If my face is legitimately on it, I'll remember that one's mine.
Now,
So I'm cool with it because I think like isn't the branding like on their beasts also the same?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I kind of like that. You know, it's his beast because it's got his face on it.
Now, do you think that like the shaman also double as like psychiatrists, and they're like, why do you think you look this way?
Yeah, yeah. I guess that is the biggest thing. What orc has a good mirror to know what he looks like, right?
I mean, the only one that has an easy answer is the one with one eye. That's
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
so. Speaking of the swamp, Kala shaman and pot grot, they're definitely
yeah,
leaning hard into the little add-on guy
yeah.
narrative.
They are. They are.
Um, Not gonna say it's working for me. That's
Yeah, it nothing wrong with it. It's great.
and to me, honestly, this guy looks like he could just be a regular orc. Like he
Yeah,
doesn't look too much different than a regular weird knob shaman.
yeah. All those robes he has on, you would have a hard time distinguishing him from any of the other orcs.
Yeah, and I love the pouring the liquid that turns into smoke.
Yeah, agreed. I really like that part of the model.
Um, and the kill boss with stab grot.
Yep.
Now you were saying they're a little bit more ape-like. I actually find that to me they come off as a little more Troggoth.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. They do have the same shorter legs with a larger. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like the rock troggoths and all that.
yeah. It seems like a cross between like a grot, an orc, and a Troggoth.
Right. We just went and mixed the pot up with a little everything and said, "Oh, this is what we got. This green thing."
Now I don't know if it was a throwaway comment about him just abandoning the stab grot.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about them saying like just kick him in front like a grot shield or something like
I
that, or who knows. But
I hope that based on the announcement of like the reflexive actions or whatever the hell they called them, I really
yeah.
hope one of the reflexive actions you could do is just to punt him like 6 inches.
Oh, geez. Here,
I declare a
throw him
charge,
forward.
kick.
Yeah. Actually, you trip over the little guy and I can get away. Thank you.
So onto the Merc Knob with
Yeah.
Belchabana. I first off, this is my favorite face.
Yeah, I agree. This is the best face of the ones they did for these new models.
And I also love the lore behind him of like this banner continues to spew the essence of the swamp they're from, because the tongue of the beast that they took.
Yeah, but who volunteered for that job to carry that banner, though? I mean, maybe the orc doesn't smell it anymore,
I would
but
assume, yeah, I would assume it's like people that live at the beach. They don't know they smell like salt and dead
I
fish.
guess. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Um, and then we have the Bolt Boys, which
Yeah. Man
uh,
skewer bolt boys. Ooh.
these guys, without being able to shoulder that weapon, they're definitely going to be a 5 up to hit. Like, there's no
Nah, they'll be fours.
fours. Maybe I can see it just out of sheer force of will.
Yeah, fours
Uh,
and threes, and then I want to see like kind of like that on a
they,
six, do some mortal wounds or something
oh,
like
they better
that
do.
because oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna hurt.
yeah. I see that being a rend one damage at 30 inches.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna just be fun. I'm scared of it as somebody who normally plays high armor, elite armies. Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
So the Gut Rippers, the kind of the rank and flank of the Auric variety.
Yeah,
Um, Again, spot on, man. Spot on for everything that they were doing. Whether whether this army's for you or not, this unit pegs the narrative.
Yeah, it has good character. I know what these are real quick by looking at them. Uh, Personally, I feel like they might have slightly too much detail to them. That's probably why I won't paint the army.
Well, I mean, if you
But
go through and look at them, it's not terrible.
no, it's not terrible.
It's a lot of it's a lot of contrast friendly textures.
Okay, yeah, you've got a lot of leathers to the skin up.
Yeah. Again, you have like the bands around the legs. You don't need to go
Yeah,
through there and do all that. Just contrast. Now I
there you
gotta
go.
say, one of my little favorites is the Hobgrots.
Yeah, these little guys. These are interesting. I didn't expect anything like them whenever we started through everything, and I was seeing them show us models slowly, and these were one of the last ones, at least from the box, to get shown. I was going, this is left field to me. I wasn't expecting this. I'm
Yeah.
not upset, but
In all honesty, this is kind of what I was expecting the army to look like. Was these guys maybe a little
okay.
bigger, and I was expecting
Okay.
that to be the whole army. I hope they do a tutorial on this skin color. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, this is a very interesting like yellow skin color. If you could go through with like the entire army like this,
Yeah,
it would definitely differentiate them from any other orc.
I wouldn't mind doing this, like make it a little more pale,
Mhm.
and I think that would be really good for plague bearers, maybe even blight kings.
Okay, yeah,
If you wanted to veer away from the green that everyone makes them.
right, yeah,
um, all right, and then we got they revealed the core rule book. It's going to be that the image of Yndraste. Um,
yeah,
couldn't be better. Perfect image.
yeah. Nope, agreed. This is great. Good
Uh,
rock.
and then we got a video about the bestest rule set ever. I don't think we're
Yeah,
going to go too much into it. We have enough going on today. And plus, with it, with them saying, did I hear it right that it's coming out at the end of June? Or it's coming out, they said in June, which means the
in
last week of
June
June.
is right. Definitely means the last week of June. Yeah. So I mean, boy, we've got a lot of things to rip through between now and the end of June for GW to get out and sold to everyone.
Yeah, so this will, third edition is probably going to be our June or
Yeah,
our June episode. So we won't
yeah,
go into that video here. Um, now, I do have to say one thing that's a little bit of bullshit:
yeah.
no dice.
I remember us saying that whenever we were watching. Is GW gave us no dice in the
You
core
bunch of
box?
cheap. No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
Yeah,
I actually,
yeah.
I actually loved the red dice and the that came from the one GW or the AOS starter set and the blue dice. No, red came from the 40k starter set and blue came from the AOS starter set, I think.
Okay,
But I actually found a whole bunch online because it was like they're a little bit bigger than the small like
right.
36 block, and they're a little bit smaller than the big block of 12. I'm like, it's perfect. Um,
Yeah. If nobody else likes them, they're for me.
right.
Great.
So I have a whole bag of them.
There you go.
But then I buy new dice for every army I start anyway, so hooray.
Ugh.
But then they continued on, showed a little bit more of what's coming on, just to let you know that they aren't done with Stormcast and Cruel Boys. They started off by showing the new archer, the Knight Judicator with Griffhounds. Two of the best Griffhound sculpts we've seen so far.
Agreed.
Um, the Knight Judicator looks like he's ready to uh, shoot an arrow to the moon. I mean, this is.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have much of an option. The bow's too large for him to shoot at any other angle.
Now,
So,
I'll tell you the one thing that I think would have been cool. I don't know
mhm.
if it would have fit on this model though, or at least with the army aesthetic. I don't know how familiar you are with Japanese archery,
A little bit, yeah.
but their bows are huge,
Hmm.
and so they literally set the bow like they have their bow curve, so they actually they only hold the bottom, and they shoot from the bottom half of the bow.
Hmm.
And I think it would have been interesting to do that here. But
Yeah,
again, now you're going really against with how many bows are in the army.
right. They're already kind of established how they're set up.
Yeah. But I think there might have been a way. But it still looks awesome.
Yeah,
And then, of course, my favorite, the chariot.
yeah. No, this is very cool to see. It's
I
very cool
have
to see
been
they're
wanting
adding
a
it.
chariot so badly.
And I mean, from a model standpoint, they both have cloaks too. So I'm a fan right now too.
Yeah. I hope she comes with a spear option. To
Yeah, I
me,
think that they had said that there were two options for the model or something like that.
I hope that's the case because that axe just
Yeah.
like, come on, that's the,
Yeah, it
you know,
doesn't. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna lop your head off whenever I'm coming by, but I'd rather have a spear that hangs out ahead of my mount.
yeah, yeah. That oh man, so cool, so cool.
Yeah,
And then for the crew boys, we got the kill bow. Holy hell!
yeah. I mean, properly named, it is. You're firing a tree trunk, is what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know what rules we could get for this one other than something silly like draw a straight line and deal a mortal wound to every model it passes.
Yeah. I
uh,
again looking at this model, that grot in the rear of the bow. I still don't know what he's doing.
it
I'm
is.
trying to figure it out.
Maybe they just put it on the wrong way. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Oh wait, I think I'm figuring it out. Looking down at the bottom photo here, I think
oh,
he's the one firing it.
that's not an
He's
axe. Oh,
no, I
okay,
thought that was an axe at first. That's like the firing mechanism.
okay.
Okay, it just hit me. Okay,
That's why you're on the show, man. That's
yeah, we
and
can
then
all
of
figure this
course,
out together. People tell me how silly I was for not seeing it.
there is Master Blaster.
Yeah, break the boss on Meyer Brute. That
Like
yeah,
I like. Well, there's my general. That's
yeah. No, that's a great model. I love the
um,
gut plate they put on this guy too.
yeah.
That giant eyeball.
What I think is interesting is like it seems like for everyone else the gut plates were the if they didn't have a shield the gut plate was the same thing.
Right.
And this gut plate does not match the guy on top and does not match him. So
Yeah.
why what?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. But he does
Yeah.
have the brand. He's got the brand on his back. Well, on his
Yeah.
pants.
Right.
Probably might have been a little much to do.
Yeah. You
Brand to
probably
living
would have
things.
taken. Yeah, he might not have been okay if you'd have tried the brand at him.
Um, yeah. So with all that, before we get over to the next part here, what do you think of the Dominion box overall?
I think it's very cool. Reminds me a lot of the ninth edition starter for 40K. Uh, so I expect it to be about the same price or maybe a little bit above since it's been a year. But the biggest thing I'm worried about is I hope that all these Stormcast units that we saw are being sold to us at max size because
I'll tell you
the
what.
Retrobuters were a group of three and we needed five, and the last box set as well. They gave us three. What were they? Evocators, and
Yeah.
we needed five. Please don't do that to me again, GW.
If they do that again, I'm gonna take all my models, all the Stormcast from the box. I'm gonna fly
Mhm.
over to UK, and I'm gonna scream in anger and then throw them harmlessly at the building. That's
All right, you do that.
maybe right at the statue, and I'm just gonna with tears in my eyes. That's
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm scared because I've got a track record of doing it, and it's with that same number of models too, of three.
yeah,
So
yeah.
please don't do it
But
to me again.
we know they are trying to lower the amount of models on the field now.
Yeah, they have to be if they're gonna, because they confirmed they're lowering the board size, which was the worst kept secret of anyone
Right.
in GW.
If
Like,
there's anyone, if there's anyone who was like, "What? No, my board." Okay,
yeah,
all right, kid. I'm sorry, I couldn't help you.
yeah,
And
it's okay.
while we're at it, I'm just gonna rip another Band-Aid off real quick. Santa's not real. That's
Oof, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. But so this is one of the good things I absolutely love about the smaller board size is I
Mhm.
bought two folding tables just to play on. They were like 6 by 3 foot or 2.5 feet or whatever.
Right.
And so they held out well, but they were expensive, so I didn't want to
Yeah.
replace them because the tops warped.
Oh no.
And I'm like, it's not like I put them in the sun or anything. I just
Mhm.
plastic isn't meant to be that
Yeah,
isn't
it
meant
happened.
to be that way. But I was trying to look to see like, okay, what kind of tables do we have at 44 by 60? Do I need to get two 44 by 30s or a 60
Right.
by two 60 by 22s? And of course, none of those sizes exist.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Not here in the U.S., sadly.
So thanks UK for having weird table sizes. Yeah, bunch of
Yeah,
weirdos.
and
um,
even the imperial system for that metric crap, and
so then, so eventually I just ended up because I was googling on I was trying to search on Amazon. I was trying to search on Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, like everything I could think of that would sell a folding table. I was trying to look to see what sizes were available, and nothing
yeah.
anywhere. So I just threw then I decided to throw it in the Googs, and
Mhm.
boom! Of course, there's someone that already came up with it for 40K,
Awesome.
and of course it's a UK company, so I'm sure the shipping's going to be $100.
Yeah, it'll be more than whatever it is.
Yeah, but the it's really nice. It folds out. It has a leg on obviously on each end, but it also has a leg in the middle on both sides,
Oh,
and it
good.
has an aluminum top,
Oh, okay.
so it's not warping.
Cool. All
Uh,
right.
so the pros are I'm really excited to get something nice looking.
Right.
Um, the cons are I really with my old tables I had a little bit of a gutter on both sides,
Right.
and that's going away. So I'm going to miss that.
Yes, you're gonna miss your extra space around the board.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm looking forward to getting a new map or a new mat. I've
Yeah.
had the same one for years, and
Okay.
I've always wanted to get another one, but I was like, it works. I don't play at home
Right.
enough, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's difficult to convince yourself unless you're using it more often or something's finally happened to it.
Well, that's one of the things is like where I'm glad that they are at the price point they are because if something ripped or if it got stained, I'm like, okay, I have to replace it.
Right.
But it was too expensive for me to go. Let me get some more.
Right. Exactly.
If it was like $50, $60, well now I got paid.
Yeah.
I need a little. I've been playing a swamp for a month now, man. That's
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
all right. So moving along, we have our event in next weekend, the 11th, the
Yeah.
Atlantic City Open.
Yeah, that'll be great fun. Got a
Um,
carload of boys going on out. It'll be great.
I'm super excited about this. It's going to be the first event in a long time. Which, by the way, this is in Atlantic City, which is in New Jersey. For people that don't know a map very well, uh, the there are tickets still available.
Yeah.
And for people that didn't see, friend of the show, Martin Orlando, is the TO and hit judge. It'll be great to see him again. I have no doubts. There's not a hesitation in my mind that he's going to be an amazing TO. He knows the rules inside and out, and is one of the most impartial people I've ever met. He calls it right as he sees it. So the tournament itself is going to be on Saturday, Sunday. Everything's pretty standard. I didn't think there was any real like standout rules or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, the only thing that was a little bit of a surprise to me was the battle plans.
Oh, what? That we're going to randomly roll for which ones we get,
Yeah.
apparently?
The
Uh, I think I've seen that done over in the UK. Is they'll give you seven, and then they'll tell you which one it is. However, I don't think I've ever seen anyone admit that we're just going to roll for it and find out which it is at the event.
yeah. Well,
Hopefully, he's pre-rolling it. I'm hoping.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Uh, now I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to get Chuck in trouble. I don't want to get any.
I
I don't
know.
want to delve too much in politics. I am a little disappointed that I'm going to have you wearing a mask the entire time, but I'd rather wear a mask than not have the event.
Exactly. That's where I'm at as well. Because of it, I told Jamie I'm taking these Idneth Deepkin once, you can see a few models that still need painted up there. But she's made me a mask that's already themed for it. It'll be fine. If we're gonna have to wear it, might as well just go into it.
That is truly amazing. Yeah, the as far as that goes, I said I was planning on bringing my Lumineth. I wasn't able to get them done. Um, I got to the point. I've been batch painting the entire army. Oh,
Mhm.
since I haven't been on. Since Chuck didn't do an episode of his own this month, so
Uh,
this is part of my army. I've been
boy.
batch painting the whole thing. I've
Uh,
gotten to the point where I'm just doing the gold trim, and I'm having a little bit of a stall. I'm
mhm.
like an old truck having a hard time going from third to fourth
Yeah,
because each model for just the gold trim is taking me about 30 to 40 minutes.
it's fine. We did that math the other day. You've got plenty of time. Just don't sleep. It'll
if
be
I
okay.
if I stop sleeping, take half days and kill off the remainder of my human spirit, I might be able to just dredge through. That's
I mean, that last thing's not doing you any good anyway. So there
it's
we
just in
go.
the
It'll
way,
be fine.
just
Yeah,
in the way. No, so we're gonna take. I'm just gonna take a wee bit of little break. I've been painting for weeks,
that's fair.
um, so I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna paint something else.
Yeah,
Uh,
not
our
gold trim.
our group our group was talking today on over a chat that
Yep.
I'm gonna force everyone to play Underworlds.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
gonna
Hope
try
you
and
actually learn
paint.
it. You good?
Uh, yeah, and again, like I said, super easy. It's super easy.
Yeah.
But I haven't really painted. I painted a lot of the first ones that came out, and so I have a lot of unpainted ones. So I'm taking this as an opportunity to take a break, paint some different stuff. I'm not
There
even
you
going to
go.
paint my Lumineth Warband. It can wait.
Okay.
And again, it's not that bad. So like everything. Well, your friend, I don't think he doesn't know what's going on, so I'm not going to say his name.
That's okay.
Friend X.
Yeah.
He said he wants skeletons.
Cody. It's fine.
I'm gonna have to blur that out now. He's gonna sue us.
I just won't put his last name. It'll be good.
Cody Feelgood of one, two,
Yeah.
three.
There we go.
So he wanted to play skeletons. I don't know if he wants to play Death Rattle skeletons or OBR.
He may not know the difference. So
I didn't
whichever
bring it
one
up
might be
because
easier.
skeletons are done.
Yep.
The skeletons are actually one of my favorite war bands that I painted, because
Okay.
one of the things I did was I did. So if you remember it, I don't know if you remember the war band at all or not whenever it first came out because it looked
I
gorgeous.
do. Yeah. I remember the one skeleton actually just rising out of the grave. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, I kind of want to paint these.
So what I did was I painted. There's one that's called the Warden, and
Mhm.
there's one that's like Soldier or Champion or something. I forget
Okay.
exactly what his name. So those two are the only two that are painted alike.
Okay.
There's a Prince. So since he's Prince, he's regal. I put him in purples.
Okay.
Everyone else is in just drab undertone colors
Okay.
because they're just dudes. Like
Yeah.
they're
They were
not
just
part of an army.
nobodies. Yeah.
And then of course the Reaper guy got a black cloak.
Might as well.
So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint up. I'm going to finish up the corn army or the corn guys for you,
That'll work.
because honestly, the one corn guy that I painted is one of my favorite models. He looks great.
That's good. As somebody who's painted a lot of Blood Warriors over time, uh, do you enjoy that? Because I'm
Uh,
so tired of getting stabbed by my own models while painting.
and then our buddy Brad wanted the new orcs,
Yeah.
the bone
Savage
splitters,
Orc.
and like I have green contrast. I can get that done
There
in
you
an
go.
afternoon.
Can
Like
crack
it's
that out.
and then for me, I think I'm going to try and paint up the vampires
Okay. That'll be great.
because I already have a deck. I just
Okay.
I
Just
haven't
have to
painted.
paint up the models. There you go. I mean, you have an excuse. You've been painting Lumineth since those things have come out.
Right.
So,
So now I can paint the opposite of Lumineth. I can paint the
there you
dark
go.
vampires.
Yeah. Yeah. You go to Shaiish now. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So since I can't bring Lumineth, and also on top of that, with the mask mandate, I've never
Mhm.
figured out a method where I can keep my glasses on.
Okay. And
So
you're definitely going to have to read with that army.
yeah, I don't know how, but this army that I've only played 6 times now, I just don't have everything memorized yet.
I don't understand it. You
I
know?
know. I'm an idiot. I can't help it. But
It's okay.
so I'm bringing my other hyper competitive, tournament winning Sons of Behemoth.
I mean, you beat me with them, so they're pretty good.
The
Uh,
and again, we're talking cutting edge meta. One of each of the big guys, and then three little guys. Can't It's unstoppable.
can't be beat. Just
So
steamroll over people.
if you're going to ACO and you're like, I'm gonna win, no, just stay home.
just
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 stay
pack
home.
it up. Just
You
go
know,
home.
Lord of the Rings is still the registration for that's still open. 40K is still open. Go have fun
Yeah.
there. That's
Jeez. And
uh,
be sure to give Matt a hard time whenever you steamroll him. Then, just after all this, you need it.
I might get a custom shirt printed up of O dash five. Like it's,
Okay. Okay. You might be able to accidentally pull off one win. It'll be
yeah.
fine.
I mean, maybe what I'll do. Oh, did you ever see Mallrats?
No, I don't know that.
Oh, man. Okay, well, for
Uh-oh.
anyone of my age, maybe I'll offer my opponent some melty chocolate pretzels. Maybe we'll go that route.
There you go.
Watch a movie, you'll be grossed. That's
Okay. Maybe I won't be as okay with this then. All right.
all right. So, so the last. Oh, let me see if I can do this real time. So the last piece that we have to talk about here,
Okay.
or the last finger wag.
Uh-oh. I think I know where we're going.
So let me ask you a question. Is GW primarily a gaming company or a model company?
Primarily, they're a model company.
I mean, that's what they have touted to hell and back, right?
Right. They're a model company. We get rules, and that is awesome that we have rules for something to do with these awesome models that they create. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, they're a
Yeah,
modeling company.
yeah. You would think that they're a model company based on all the models that they come out with. Um,
All
you
this
know,
gorgeous stuff they've been putting out as of late. Yeah.
yeah. And so what's on the screen now is the death rattle skeletons, where you get a whole bunch of them. Was it
Yeah.
20? So there's 20 guys. Let me double check. I think it's 20. Let's see. 20, 20 Citadel, 25 millimeter round base. Oh, they're on 25s. That's interesting. I thought there were 32 now. But yeah, so here we go. We got 20 guys for $60.
Yep. Hmm.
Cole, I know you can't see my screen, but what I have up now is heavy
Is
intercessors. Five
okay.
models.
Yep.
Primaris Marines with just
Yep.
some chunkier guns. Not even special, like super heavy or anything that really changes anything. The
Hmm.
same damn price.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how we can figure these things out.
so
This will be the thing that if you are a GW fan, you will rage about until we all die and turn into dust, and this game is no longer a thing.
here's the
Honestly.
thing. Here's the thing, GW. I get it. You're a company. You're allowed to charge whatever you want for your products. But I'm trying to get as many people to play this as possible.
Yeah.
Um, and then whenever I come in and go, hey, look, if you want to be pretty good, you're going to need 10 heavy intercessors. So that's going to be one unit that's going to cost you $120.
Yeah.
You cannot say that you're a model company whenever you are literally pricing things based on rules. You know who also? You know
Right.
what else is $60? The what's his face? The standalone model. Oh, sorry, it's $50. Radikar
Okay.
the Beast. $60.
Yeah.
Why? Like we were doing really well. You know, prices were getting to the point where it was just getting too much. I mean, there was times where before the CEO switched over, there was armies that I wanted, there was units that I wanted. I just went with incomplete armies for a long time and just asked people, "Hey, do you mind if we only play at 1,800 points?"
Yeah. No, I remember when Blood Knights were $100 for a group of 5.
Right, right. Well, that's just we don't want to sell these anymore
Right. Yeah.
because they did the same thing with the Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
10 monopose metal models for for 100
Yeah.
bucks. But then, like, so when the CEO came out, they stopped raising prices, and we got to start collecting boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, those were very nice whenever they first came out. I mean, they're still okay deals if you need everything that's in it. Yeah.
Right. That's one of the problems. Like, again, I get the point of them raising the prices on those. That's perfectly fine.
Right.
That's I get it.
Yeah.
I get it because again, that's a big loss. But
Mhm.
now they are only priced at the are you literally starting an army and do you need everything in here?
Right.
Otherwise, unless you're doing Fire Slayers, get something else.
Yeah.
But like, we're pricing people back out again. Like,
Yeah.
I would spend more in this hobby if things cost less.
Yeah, because I would go down to the game store and I would buy a box every time I was at the game store or at an event, like
Exactly.
3 times a month, probably, at least one box each time.
Right.
Now I go, okay, I'm going to plan out an army. I'm going to wait. I'm going to buy an entire army. And if I need add ons, I'll buy add ons. Outside of that, yeah, I'm good.
And again, like I said, I mean, it boils down to the fact that we're getting closer and closer to the day where 3D printing is going to be just as good or passable to these sculpts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when that happens, GW is going to be hiking prices up even further, which is then going to exacerbate it further.
Yeah.
You guys need to realize that you can't make a $250 or 250% profit on every single model. You got to sell. You're going to have to sell 1,000 cups of lemonade at $1 instead of one cup at $1,000. Like it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you guys are the leader, but at the same time, the only places, the only things that are even comparative to you guys are the high quality resin that does small batch printing.
Yeah.
I want to play this game. I want more people to play this game, and this is not the way to do it.
Yeah, it gets very difficult to convince people to pick up the game whenever I'm going, all right, so I'm going to go out to a big tournament. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the size army I'll bring. Oh, yeah, you're going to need like $500 so you can build that. So you can come on out and do it with me if you wanted to.
Did any, have any, like, rich relatives pass recently? Because you could maybe... All right. Well, let's do the palate cleanser. You ready for it?
All right. Yeah, let's get off that.
Yeah, we'll get off this here. All right. So first up, we have Rumor Engine from May the 4th.
Okay.
Even though it was Star Wars Day, this is clearly nothing Star Wars related.
No, unless GW's got something really big to tell us about, which, okay.
I'm a little confused on this one.
Yeah, I'm not I wanted to say that it was Age of Sigmar because it looks like a bag that like an adventurer might be carrying, and it makes me think of the mother and father team of witch hunters and maybe something like that. However, these almost looks like reels of wire.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's something 40k, maybe Mechanicus.
I think so too, but I don't, with the bag, I don't think it's Mechanicus. I'm actually wondering if this is more Astra Militarum.
Okay. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea because we did get the new heads were spoiled for 40k.
Which I predicted.
Yes, which you predicted.
Yeah, because I said the problem is the spools of wire want me to say KO, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
But then the bag is not
KO.
Not KO, and there's no bag there's no Age of Sigmar army that bag goes to that also has spools of wire.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm gonna say Astra Militarum, or I'll just say Imperial Guard, because if it's one of those like Astra Tempest or blah blah blah,
Yeah.
the Scions, that all counts. I'm calling it all.
That area. That's fine. That's fine. I'll let you blanket that.
All right. So May the 11th.
Yeah.
Got a big old
I
beastie
I
head.
was looking around at all the Stormcast models that had first come out in that Dominion box, and I was thinking I was going to find this there.
Not with those arrows.
Yeah, that's what I don't know what's going on here.
Those arrows, though, like, here's the
I
problem.
guess, yeah, that fletching.
I would say that the arrows could potentially be Cruel Boys,
Okay.
but the rest of it doesn't look Cruel Boy.
Right. I don't know, the trim that's behind the arrows doesn't make me think that. So I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, another one where it's just conflicting.
Information all in one shot. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give a wrong guess.
Okay. Let's hear your off the wall wrong guess.
I'm gonna throw the line. So
All right.
I'm gonna say this is an Ogre Hunter.
Okay, I didn't realize we were going to be that wrong. All right. Okay.
I mean, I I don't know. I don't know what else it could be.
Yeah, I really am not entirely certain either. Whatever it is, your idea of a hunter isn't a bad one, I'd say.
Because I said, I mean, we have like the arrows. Typically, I don't know how many archers you've painted with your Corn ways, but they do typically carve or they do typically sculpt in a place for the string to go.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't here. So I'm wondering if it is something bigger, like it's like a crossbow sort of thing.
Perhaps, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
And whenever it's an ogre hunter, we'll all be shocked.
Yeah.
And then the one from today.
Yeah.
This has to be KO, right?
It's either KO or it's something to do with the Imperium again. Something along those lines.
So
Over
here's
our
the
40K realm.
I say the from the ankle up looks AdMech,
Yep.
but the ankle down, that's a KO foot.
Okay. I have not painted too many KO, well, any KO models, if we're being honest here. So,
Now again,
I'm gonna have
it
to-
doesn't necessarily look like the boots they have, but it's certainly in the same style.
okay.
And if you look at the proportions are the same for a dwarf.
Right, yeah. You don't go far before you find that knee.
So, or you know what? It might not be KO. It could be what I've always wanted, and ground mechanized, dispossessed. This could be a war golem.
We're just going to be wrong the entire time here, huh?
Well,
You
listen,
just
man.
decided I did too well last time. We'll just be wrong this month. It's okay.
They put the fences back there for a reason. All right?
Fair enough. We'll just
Okay.
start swinging.
So
We'll
what do
just
you-
start swinging.
What do you think it is?
I think this is, again, a 40K thing. I think,
We got to narrow it down. I mean, I can't just
All
be
right.
like, Middle Earth.
okay, fair enough. I believe that this is something AdMech, some sort of another robot of some sort.
Okay. Even though they just got their release.
Hey, don't start making me have to think about these things here. Okay.
I mean, they did just have a book come out, what, Saturday?
Yeah, okay, so it's not AdMech. All right, maybe it is KO. I'll take KO
Okay.
for 500.
Okay. You go KO. I'm going to go. Well, technically, they wouldn't be dispossessed at that point once they got to this point. So I'll go
Right.
with my made up name of
Yeah.
Grungni's Reclaimers.
There we go. They've heard that he's been forging some stuff. We need to come out and help him out.
Hell yeah. Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't friggin' wait. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. So now we have a little bit of a fun um, a little bit of fun exercise here.
Okay.
So, on to our main topic, Stormcast. I like the narrative. I think the sculpts are cool.
Yeah.
I think they have no idea what they're doing.
What they need to do to make this battle tome good.
Well, it's not even necessarily that. I think you can make a good battle tome because, like, honestly,
Okay.
whenever the last battle tome came out with Sacrosanct, Sacrosanct was good. Vanguard was good.
Right.
Arguably, for a very brief while, Warrior Chamber was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in my mind, this army, the specialty behind this army is stepping on its own toes.
You're not wrong. A lot of the things in here, there is another tool that looks very similarly shaped in this army that does the same thing for a different cost
Right.
in a slightly different way.
So that's why I came up with this. These are slightly based off of Honest Wargamer Rob's roles, except for his roles are very expansive, and I didn't want to make that many categories.
Right. Yeah.
So I simply boiled it down, and here we're gonna define our terms. Okay, so so we have hammers. These are basically damage dealers. Again, I know a lot of these are going to fall under multiple roles, so we're going to kind of put them under their primary role.
Right.
So hammers, damage dealers. Anvils, people that take damage. Like these are the ones that you would use to like hold an objective. Chaff, these are the things that you're going to throw in front of your hammers, throw in front of your anvils,
Right.
in order to let them just die and go where they're going to go.
Yeah.
Bully, we're going to go with the term of bully being essentially a unit that is meant to. It's not chaff, but it's almost chaff. Like
Right. It's
your
more of a
opponent
forward
has to
controlling
pay
use.
attention to it.
Yeah.
Debuff anything that affects your enemies, and then buff or support anything that buffs, heals, anything along those lines.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go ahead and go down the line here.
Alrighty.
So, Cole, where do Aether Wings go?
Yeah, those are obvious chaff. That is what many people will be not happy to hear my INF Deepkin uses chaff in my army as well. Uh, thanks, guys, for coming on over. You're going to die.
And real quick, we are only doing units. There's a slight exception for Ballista. It's not a hero, so I just threw it in here. We are also including the new units that have been shown. We know that we don't have the rules for them, but we know.
Yeah.
Like, you can look at them and go, huh, what's that Annihilator? Do you think that's going to be a debuff unit? Like,
Yeah.
all right, so here's the question, though. Do you want to put
Hmm.
Annihilators under Hammer or Anvil? Or maybe a Bully?
I'm hoping that Annihilators will be a hammer.
Okay.
I am thinking they might end up actually being a bully, though.
I I can see that, but I think we have too many. I think we have too many ranged units at this point, to have a 4-inch move unit be a bully.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So, Ballista. I think we might disagree on this one.
Okay.
What do you think for
Uh,
Ballista?
I mean, I think it's supposed to be a bully, personally.
Okay, then we agree. We agree.
Yeah.
So that'll
Yeah.
go again under bully because again the damage is okay.
Yeah.
Damage is okay, but you can't leave it alone. You have to have a
No.
plan for it.
Yeah, if you just let it sit there, it might get a lucky hit on you, and oh boy, it's going to be very scary.
Now let's see here. Oh crap! What are their names? I can't remember. What's the ranged sacrosanct unit that no one uses.
The range sacrosanct unit nobody uses to the point that I don't even remember its name.
Hold on, I had their names. I had the names remembered. Hold on,
Oh,
I'm gonna.
jeez. What have you done? What have you done to us?
I mean, they're in alphabetic order, so I did know the name at one point whenever I put this together. Hold on, we gotta get in here for professionalism. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Yeah.
They are simply known as the. Of course, everyone knows that they are the castigators.
Oh yeah, those boys. Yeah. Um. So those are chaff, if we even want to give them that. Uh,
I think.
I think what I call them are sideline units that I painted because I had some.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put them under bully because that's their intended purpose.
Sure, sure.
I don't think they are intended to be hammers.
No, definitely not. I don't think they're meant to hold anything either. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what GW is thinking on that one. I don't know why we
yeah,
have them. I, but we do, so
yeah,
they're on the list. Don't take them.
right.
Okay, so now we have our first mounted unit, the concussors.
All right, those are meant to be a hammer, and I really want them to be.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And now we go over to our first unit of decimators, or the paladins. The first unit of paladins, the
Right,
decimators, which are also hammers.
right. Yeah, this is the bit where we just start listing hammers off that were supposed to be hammers, but aren't quite as hard
So
hitting as everything else.
now we have the ranged unit of those, the desolators,
Yeah,
hammers.
yeah,
Which what's funny is the desolators are supposed to be anti-horde, even though there's only two of them for what
right.
two
Yeah, I don't
something.
know how you wade through hordes as a two man. I mean, it'd look really cool in cinematic, but it's not
Yeah,
happening.
if they had 100 wounds apiece.
And 100 attacks apiece.
All right, so evocators on celestial dracolines.
I again think those were supposed to be hammers.
Um, honestly, so these guys can do some work, but I
Yeah,
almost think of them more as bullies
I can see them there. I mean,
because so here's the reason why I say they're bullies as opposed to hammers, even though they do
yeah,
significant damage.
right.
You take them in small unit sizes, and unlike
Yeah.
the Dracoliths, they have enough movement to fulfill that bully role. I
Okay.
always use them to shoot them up the one, the side alley where nothing else is to get around to that back.
Okay.
Do you think that's okay to do bully there?
Yeah, I'm all right with bully. They do have the movement to facilitate it.
Okay, and evocators are hammers.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an
Um,
easy one. The unit that had to go up in points because it was so good. Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, I still love them.
I mean, yeah, they're great at the
I
point costs they're at now.
I hate playing against them, but love them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fulminators, the mounted guys with the glaives. Um,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I
that's what they were. Go ahead.
I wonder. I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, I kind of wonder if so. I could see these going under hammers, chaff, or bullies, just because of the glaive wall. They add one to save for
Mhm.
attacks made with missile weapons against this target unit, or the target this unit.
Right. Yeah. Um, I mean, I think that they were meant to be a hammer unit of some sort, a
All right.
specific hammer unit.
Okay, hammer
Is
it
that
is.
right? Because they're the ones that get the bonus when fighting monsters. Isn't that correct?
Let's see. That is the on foot version.
Ah, Okay, so we're carrying the same weapon, but we don't get that as well.
Right, we don't
Okay,
get all those rules. No, no,
okay.
no.
Hmm.
So we'll put them as hammers. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Again, we have hashtag Griffhounds win games.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, sure, it's supposed to be chaff, but
I already put it in chat, but where do you want
I mean, yeah, no, that's where it's supposed to be.
it? All right.
But we all, it's MVP in everyone's heart, is what it is.
It's
That
not a
singular
category.
Griffhound that somebody comes with ends up winning a game.
I
It's great.
have I have tied up a great unclean one with two Griffhounds.
Wow, that was pretty shameful of the Great Unclean One.
Oh yeah, it wasn't fair, man. I had it well so like I had liberators holding up the plague bearers
Mhm.
with a Lord Castellan right behind them.
Oh boy.
But whenever the great unclean one came from the other side, I used the bark retreat to get him over there.
Okay.
And so then I started using the Lord Castellan to buff their shield,
Oh, jeez.
and I just kept rolling them sixes, man.
Hey, that's all you need to do. If you can just keep rolling sixes, you'll be great at this game.
Yeah, that's the secret. Just roll sixes, you win.
Yep.
All right. So my favorite boys that are just always left behind. I think
Mhm.
that's them. Is it them? Yeah, that's them. The Varengard Hunters.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you?
they're
Are they
they're
chaff?
semi chaff,
Are they
semi bully.
bullies? They're
They're
certainly
in
not
between,
hammers. They're certainly not anvils.
right? I mean, for what we have here, they're a bully.
Well,
Uh, I believe
bully it
is what
is.
they're
I can agree
supposed to be.
completely.
Yeah.
Now I think one that's going to be kind of difficult to place correctly is going to be the Judicators.
Mm.
Because if you get lucky, they're hammers.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with you there. I mean, for what we have here,
So
I think that
are we at
that's
least agreeing that we're down to hammers or bullies?
yeah. No, the two of us are in agreement here. They're hammers or bullies for what we have. They're more of a harassing unit,
Yeah.
but
Well, again, so that's bully
yeah,
for right now. That's bully.
yeah,
That's our again. I can hear you typing. Stop typing. I hear
yeah.
you. I agree with you. But I had to like a limit somewhere. I had to stop it at some point.
No, you're right.
All right. So next we have the ones that started it all, the Liberators,
Yeah. These are
classic anvil,
yeah, yeah. These are an anvil.
and then we have the real winners from the Vanguard uh, um, chamber, the Paladors.
Paladors. Let me look them up again because it's been a long time since I've thought about the Paladors
Oh,
too.
they're so much fun. 12-inch move with the ability to
Oh, the blink ability they get to
yeah, the
just
ride the Aether Winds, where you get to move 66 inches. Could be 6 inches, could be 36. Let's figure it out.
it's fine. It averages out to like 20 inches. It's fine. Yeah, no, I mean, these are a type of chaff. I think you jump up
Oh,
on an
okay.
objective, like,
I can agree with that.
yeah,
All right.
this is the unit you trade with.
So I know a lot of people are going to forget about these. Don't realize that these are still a part of the army. Um, prosecutors.
Who to what now?
So we'll start ahead. We'll go ahead and start off with prosecutors. Um, with celestial hammers. Are they
Prosecutors with the celestial hammers. Yeah,
chaff?
yeah, yeah. I think they're chaff. I mean, they don't threaten much at all. Sure, you could kind of just deal with them with a stiff breeze if you really needed to. Because what, as a group of three, it's only 6 wounds on a 4-up save.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they'll surprise you and they'll hop over a line if you don't know what you're doing, and
Yeah.
they'll say, "Cool, I'll take this
They are a
objective off
12-inch
you."
movement. They are 12
Right.
inches.
They are 12 inches of flying movement. So if you're good with positioning, you can get away with
They,
it.
they are 12 inches of objective snagging. That's
Yes, that's what they are anymore.
so the reason why I separated these guys primarily was because I feel like the ones with the javelins,
Mhm.
I say they're bully.
Yeah, because they can at least fight without getting the snot kicked out of them from range.
Yeah, yeah. You at
Yeah,
least have to then turn your attention against them.
right. You have to do something, or they might get a lucky shot on some poor soul later in the game.
They might do enough damage to make you do a battle shock.
Yep.
All right, so moving along to protectors.
Okay.
I I personally want to say that they are either chaff or an anvil. They're either poor chaff or a poor anvil.
Yeah, I mean they're not very good at all, for being honest here.
Um,
So
Now,
I mean
technically,
they have that. Oh, are you a monster? A six does D6 damage instead of one. Oh boy, is that unreliable.
I mean,
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be an anvil that, in the right
technically,
matchup, turns into a hammer.
um, we could technically put them under a debuff since they subtract one from hit rolls.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I That's part of the reason why I was thinking that they're part of an anvil. Is that
All right,
okay? You can shoot at me, and I give you a -1, and so okay, I can still stand here, and you actually have to come to me to pick me up.
all
I mean,
right, okay. We'll do that. And then I separated these guys, although I don't think I needed to.
okay,
So these are the Vanguard Raptors with this is the long strike crossbow.
okay, yeah, with the long strike crossbow, that is a hammer unit.
You think the long strike is a hammer? Looking
Yeah,
at
that's
that,
the
the
one
one
that
attack.
does the two mortal wounds. Yeah, this is what Shootcast was based off of. You take 9 of these boys, double
Okay,
shoot them, and just rip through people's armies.
really? Huh? With
Yeah.
one attack.
Yep.
I was see.
Nine
I was
shots. Yeah, twos, threes,
listen. You
minus
played.
two.
You played shootcast, so I would have put these guys under bullies because of the one attack.
Yeah,
Um,
this is the majority of your power output in that army.
Really? Okay. See, I
Yep.
would have gone with the next ones of the Vanguard Raptors with the Hurricane crossbows. I would have put these guys as the hammers since they get 6 attacks per,
Right.
and then
Yeah,
add 3 to that if they didn't move.
right. The problem is that 18-inch range of it's so short,
Yeah. Now again,
and you have no rend to them.
these guys do have the suppressing fire. Well, yeah, but whenever if you bump
Right.
that up, they're in what unit of 3 or 5?
Three. Three.
3.
Both of these
Um,
are units of three.
yeah. So I mean, as soon as you bump that up to 6, you are looking at 54 attacks.
Right. That is true, but we are still
That's
on fours and fours.
that's some orc shooting right there.
Yeah, it is.
Now
Yeah.
with the suppressing fire of subtracting 1 from charge rolls, do you think maybe they're an appropriate debuff unit?
I suppose they could be. And I guess if we're going to go to that point, if Aether Wings are paired with either of these, they also can become a bit of a debuff unit in addition to their chaff because you get to throw your Aether Wings into somebody before they get to charge with these
Well,
guys.
I would just say that's efficient chaff.
Fair enough. That's just good. Better chaff. Okay.
If it was something like I don't know any sort of not to be too on the nose, but any sort of debuff.
Yeah. No, understand what you're saying. Yeah, these
Um,
guys can be a debuff that you might be able to get lucky of that -1 inch
yeah,
to charge. It'd just be okay. You're gonna have to sit there and take another round of shooting to the face. So
yeah. All right, so retributors, my old favorite.
everyone's
Uh,
old favorite.
yeah, they were just so much fun, man. That's
Yeah.
of course. Then we got the ranged version of them.
Right.
So I think it's pretty safe to put these guys in the old hammer slot, huh?
Yep. Yep. That's what they were for.
All right, and then of course on to the newest battle line, the Sequitors.
Yeah. Um, these
Eh,
are kind of an interesting position. I think that they're more a hammer than they are a shield, but
Now,
depends on how you
I
use
have
them.
played a lot of games with these, and I've never gotten any damage out of them.
Okay. For a little while there, I was playing a phalanx list that would
You went heavy
buff
with
these.
the great
Right.
maces, huh?
Yeah. Yep. I
Okay.
maxed out at 9 great maces and went in there with them with that.
Okay, so I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah. If you're talking just the single handed mace, yeah, I agree. These are a shielding unit that you just turn on the reroll saves and sit on what you want with a lot of wounds.
Yeah. So you know, what, we'll. I think in times like this, we have to kind of go back to like what was their intended purpose.
Right. They were intended to be an anvil,
Yeah. So I
I
think we'll put
think.
them under anvil. We'll give them. We'll call them hammery anvils.
Yes.
But
They're an anvil.
that'll get
Yeah.
to our next segment pretty quickly here. Whenever we get
Yeah.
to it. All right. So then on to the last um, mounted unit. The what are they? Fulminators? Let me double check. Yeah. No. The Tempesters. The ones that people actually really liked, right?
Uh, Let me pull them up. It's been a little while.
5 wounds, 3 up save. Get a you've
Yeah,
got
I think
the
these ones had been liked for a little while there because they had the ranged with them a little bit as well.
yeah, again,
Um,
3s and 4s. Like, although I do
right.
have to say, like, if we could have given the Vanguards 3s and 4s with multiple hits on
Yeah.
their crossbows and weapons, you might see them a little bit.
Right. No,
But
agreed.
I don't think they're enough to be called hammers.
No.
I think they have the defense there to be an anvil if they wanted.
Right. You're talking at least 10 wounds on a 3 up save.
Um,
Yeah.
but do you? I kind of want to put them under bullies
Yeah. Okay. I'll take bully. Yeah.
because even though they only have the 10-inch move, they still have a
Right.
12-inch shot on top of that. So now you're looking at a 24-inch threat range, and now it's like, crap, if I don't stop them, they're
Right.
just going to keep shooting me. And they're in
Yeah.
charge range. So,
Yeah. And they can
bully.
do some actual mortal wounds. So,
All right. And then they're not out yet, so I don't need to remember their names. The
uh,
what do you think the new Spear Boys are going to do?
they might anvil. Maybe. I'm not
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe.
And back to the Praetors,
Hmm.
I think we have our first buff/support unit.
No, I agree. They are definitely a buff unit.
So, so here we go. Now we have a total of 8 units as hammers,
Hmm.
4 as anvils, 4 as chaff, 7 bullies, 1 debuff, 1 buff.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Now, if you look at every single army like this, especially big armies, you're going to have multiples
In every slot.
in
Yeah.
every spot. That's to be expected. Here's the problem. Out of the hammers,
Mhm.
which one do you want?
Oh, I'm taking the long strikes personally.
Right.
If I'm
Like,
building a list. Yeah.
um, when are you taking concussors?
Don't know.
Right. And we can do
I
that
don't
with
know.
the whole
And
thing.
yeah,
Now, the only
with
one
everything on the track off, I'm gonna say the same thing. Like, I don't know why I'm taking them.
the
And then
only
whenever we get to the
one
paladins, same idea. They're so
right.
slow.
The only thing that I'm going to put that is there's like a second is evocators with
Yeah.
um, sure charge.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. If you can get 10 of them in somewhere and you're rolling 20 dice for mortal wounds, yeah, it's pretty good. But if
Right.
you're not doing that, it's not good.
Right. And so like and though so now we have 6 units. Well, I'll say 5 units because I don't want to lump in the Annihilators because we don't know we don't know for
Right,
sure where they're going to be. We don't know how good they're going to be.
right.
But so
Well,
we
we've
have
narrowed down to two already.
5 that we can just leave at home in 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Under anvils, same thing. Out of our list of anvils, which one do you want to bring to hold the objective?
I mean, I'm going to take Sequitors if I have the option out of all these right
Right.
now. I
And
mean,
and when are you going to take any of the others?
I mean, whenever I have to for fitting in points, that's whenever Liberators are going to show up.
Right.
I mean,
If I'm trying to teach someone new how to play, I'll bring Liberators over
right.
Sequitors.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
going over to a friend's house, and he's doing a narrative thing where anything that can cast a spell or is from a Sequitur chamber is immediately
Right.
destroyed when put on the table, yeah, I'll bring Liberators then.
Yeah. The only other thing is to try and build the new list where you're trying to box your opponent in on their side of the table.
Right.
But that's all you're doing, and you've put your entire army into this whole idea.
Yeah, in all honesty. And then, of course, there is the the Liberator spam list, which is just,
Yeah.
why would you do that to yourself?
Why would you do that to your poor opponent?
Now, I'll be like, yeah, and guess what? I'm going to go ahead and put a Castlin on him.
Yeah.
Can I just say that if GW listens to anything, I know the book's already printed, but it's never too late for
Right.
FAQs.
Yeah.
If you haven't changed the Castellate or the Castellar, I lost his name. Castellar,
Something with a cast. Casting. Yeah.
Mr. Cast.
Yes.
Just make every 6 count as 2 successes.
Yeah.
Please. Please.
It'd be nice.
I don't want to sit there and like roll a die, not a 6, he's dead. Roll a die, oh, there's the 6.
Yeah.
Too bad. Roll a die, 6.
Yeah.
Just make it 2 saves. Make my life easier. All right. So chaff. I think at least for chaff, we have
Yeah.
Aether Wings and Griffhounds. You can't go wrong in either way.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to take a prosecutor.
No.
I haven't seen a prosecutor since
They were
the
made.
General's Handbook came out.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the Paladors. They have some gas, but they don't do anything that they're supposed to do right.
Yeah.
Like, they can get some damage in there, but, like, you have to get them over there first, and you have to, like, okay, am I going to move 6 inches? Am I going to move 36 inches? Where am I going to go?
Right. Yeah.
Again, for the bullying unit, I mean, you have to take Battle Line.
Yep.
And if you don't have a Lord Arcanum as your general,
Yeah. You've got to do something here to get yourself a good bully unit, and why not make it be a ranged unit that
Right.
doesn't have to get hurt while you're doing it?
right, a nice little block of 5 Judicators does a world of good, or does nothing.
Right.
It's either
No
going to
in
be
between. No
it's
in
either
between.
going to be your MVP, or it's going to be like the what? Why did I bring you?
Yep.
Again, if you're looking for a debuff unit, we have that one, and hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully with points allowing, we'll have a reason to bring the Praetors. Either their
Yeah.
points are going to make it so they're good enough to be brought, and you hope to get them in combat, and you hope to bring that hero with you. Hell, could you imagine if you used them to protect a Lord Celestant?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Now all of a sudden now you go back to like 40k with you have Marnius Calgar and his honor guard.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be great to just have them start ripping through something. Make it just a small unit of heroes that gets to be a new hammer.
Right.
That we're sitting here talking about a buff unit that's actually a hammer because of what it does.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that War Scroll is going to have the is going to have the on a 2-up wounds
Yeah,
and more
take the
wounds go to
wound.
him. Yeah.
Yep.
So again, so this is my problem with with Stormcast right now. It's
Mhm.
so bloated, and they're like originally whenever they started, you had
Yep.
Warrior Chamber. They added
Mhm.
Extremist Chamber, which went nicely. Now all of a sudden, Warrior Chamber
Mhm.
has mounted units. Then
Right.
you have Vanguard, where you have a very defined role.
Yeah.
Then we got Sequitors, which, again, in my opinion, should have been priests, not mages, but wizards. But it
You
is what
know.
it is.
Yeah.
Can't help
Yeah,
that.
but whenever they first came out, it was just such a buff to that role that you went, well, I guess I have to take them. And that's why they all went up in points, everybody.
Right. And so, like, Evocators directly replaced Paladins.
Hmm.
Evocators on Dracoline directly replaced all other mounted options.
Yeah.
Sequitors replaced Liberators.
Yeah.
Even, like, aren't Liberators down to like 80 points or some crap at this point?
90 points for 5 right
Yeah,
now.
90 points for 5. And you still go, but you're not Sequitors. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, like, yeah, it's so ridiculous. Like,
Mm.
I would love to see a world where each one of these models has a chance to thrive.
Right. It
Um,
has its own area where it shines.
because again, like I said, originally it was fill in a gap, fill in a gap, fill in a gap, but
Yeah.
now it's just replace. And now we have the
Yeah.
Thunderstrike, where we're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. You've got to
I
wonder, are we just going to be doing the same thing that we did with the last chamber? Are we
right
just going to
now.
say, well, this is better now, so I'll go to this?
Now, thankfully, all the rumors are pointing that Warrior Chamber got some love.
Yeah.
And so now it basically like, do I go with the spear guys? Do I go with liberators? Now
Mhm.
it's hopefully like the rumors are pointing that it's now going to be based on preference.
Right. I'm hoping that it's going to be okay, which chamber do you like? Build around that chamber, and it's just as good as the other chambers, or something close to it. Maybe it doesn't do one thing as good as the other, but that's what
Right.
I want.
And I think that's going to be the that should be the intended goal.
Right.
However, I don't remember the last time GW made it so there's two units that do the exact same thing and it's just down to preference.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you go back to KO and look at Endrin Riggers versus Sky Wardens,
Ugh, yeah.
which is just a minor difference between the two,
Mhm.
you're still
You can still find a reason to take one and not the other.
right. It's like, oh, sorry, Endrin Riggers, or sorry, Sky Wardens.
Yeah, Skywarden. So you're not going
The
to get taken.
people with repair equipment
Yeah, are much better at this than you. Sorry.
take your guns and throw them into the ocean because the rivet guns they use are better.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't ever really think about it since they've come out, but yeah, I'm so used to seeing the engine rigger that yeah, they did just push out.
Well, so that's one of the
Jeez.
reasons not to go too in depth and get too sidetracked, but the episode prior to you coming on was me reworking or how I wanted KO to work.
Hmm.
And what I did is I had the Sky Wardens be a unit that their goal is to retreat and charge in the same turn.
Okay. Okay.
So like they don't do a lot of damage, but they retreat, they get it, and then they charge in, they get an impact hit, and then as long as you're within 3 inches of a Sky Warden, you can't retreat.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Because again, they have the sky hooks.
Yeah.
And then the Endrin Riggers, we dip into a little bit of a 40k style
Hmm.
where you literally buy them and they have to stay within so many inches of a boat.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they're assigned to a boat. It's basically
Hmm.
like that's where you get a mortal wound save.
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
they sit there and like, oh crap, there's a thing coming in. I'm going to reinforce
Hmm.
the front of the hull before it takes a damage. Oh, it took damage. Now I'm going to heal it.
Right.
And I was like, oh crap, look, that one simple change gave both things a perfectly good roll.
Yeah.
Or on top of that, make one unit be the melee one and one unit be the ranged one.
Right, and then just let them be the same thing they are now. Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah. So, anyways, too much of a tangent on KO. That's
That's
not this
okay.
show. This is Stormcast. So I came up with my very own um, um, my probably not probably not the best idea, but
Yeah.
um, I came up with a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
Um, so what I said is, and I know people are going to groan and grumble, break them into their own battle tomes. And again, if you want to have one gigantic battle tome so you don't have to worry about
Right.
releases, that's fine. But break them up. The Warrior Chamber is its own separate army. Same thing with Vanguard, Sacrosanct, and Thunderstrike. And then just do the nice simple thing where 1 and 4 from the other books can just be allied in with no problem.
Right. Same as what we do with cities. Make it nice and simple.
Right. And so here's kind of where we are. So as of right now, the Warrior Chamber would be combined to Warrior Chamber and Extremis. Bring them in
Yeah.
together, and then their focus is defense, defense, defense.
Yeah.
And then, so what you could do, and here's one of the things that one of the things where this shines is each one of these chambers you can give their own allegiance ability, their own artifacts, their well, I was gonna say own battalions, but
Right.
looks like those are
Yeah.
going away. But like
Exactly.
it's easy to go with this unit of everything the extremist chamber typically has like a 4-up save. Now all of a sudden you went warrior chamber, one of your allegiance abilities is +1 to saves. And I put here like if the unit did not make a normal move, run, retreat, or charge.
Okay.
That is something that's huge, especially whenever you're looking at an army that primarily is a 4-inch move.
Right.
And then Liberators, rerolled saves a 1. I think they already have that.
Yep.
And in all honesty, I wouldn't be opposed to, if they have shields, reroll all failed saves.
Yeah.
Whether it's just Liberators, or whether it's everything in here, or even if it's all units within 12 to 18 inches of a hero, give them the mortal wound save. Let's take that
Yeah.
massive pox off of them.
Yeah.
And I came with an idea. Like I said, these are just ideas. This is not like a
Yeah.
cemented thing. Command abilities to ignore rend. Why? I mean, Grungni made this armor.
Yeah.
It should be able to ignore a little bit of rend, considering that the armor that they made beforehand could do that.
Yeah. That's true.
Again, like I said, at this point, you'd have a really interesting army because you still have the Judicators, but there's no bonuses to damage.
Right.
You're going to have your Judicators. They're going to do a little bit of pressure. You're going to have your Paladins. Are going to have to be doing your main go up and get shit done.
Yeah, this is your grinding army. I want to stand still, but I can't. So whenever I am standing still, I'm much more difficult to get rid of.
Right. And so then that moves into the Vanguard Chamber, where it is all about movement, where I want to stand still, but I can't. I don't get any bonuses for standing still. This is where, you get that the Ultramarine. Okay, instead of attacking in combat, this unit can retreat and shoot as they do.
Right.
Run and charge. I put terrain hopping, and what I mean by that is like there's Sylvaneth Wildwood, 4 inches away. You move into it, roll for see what you do for your mortal wounds, and then in the either use a command ability or whatever it may be. All of a sudden, you take them off the table and you put them on another piece of terrain somewhere else. Kind of like
So
the
you can get
original, kind of like the original Chameleon Skinks.
Okay. Yeah.
Traps. What I came up with the idea for traps is once again like command abilities, where you pop a command ability whenever an opponent moves within 1 inch of a terrain piece or something. Again,
Something that's been trapped. Yeah.
all of a sudden you can pick from a list of traps that sprung whenever they reach that terrain piece or an objective. I mean, imagine if like, oh, surprise, you
Surprise. It's
you
minus
lay
one to move or something from
Right.
now on.
right.
Yeah.
It's oh, you're blinded, so have movement -1 to saves until your next hero phase.
Yeah.
And then for the Vanguard Hunters, I agree with them having two shitty profiles.
Yeah.
Which, again, this is one of my biggest pet peeves that GW does. The second I see a model with a ranged weapon and a melee weapon, RIP before you even hit the table, because you're
Yeah.
garbage.
Hmm.
If you're going to do that, just don't do it, because I don't have the points to take a million of you to get any production out of you. This way, what you do is, if they charged, now all of a sudden they get a buff to their melee, whether it's +1 attack, +1 rend, or charge and resolve an attack immediately and then pick them later, something, or
Yeah.
boost range while retreating. I was gonna go with boost range while standing still, like maybe like shoot twice while standing still,
Right.
but I was like, well, then that goes against the movement,
Yeah.
you so now you want to like charge them in, and then I'm not going to attack you. I'm actually just going to
Right.
retreat and shoot you, and then I get like,
A
you know,
bonus of some sort. Yeah. Plus
right,
one to hit. Something like that.
right. Um, and again, like I
Yeah.
said, this is an army I think that since, well, because here's the problem: is like we had the Vanguard wing, and all we saw, like, what was all that we saw in Vanguard wing?
I mean, I don't really think we saw much of anything whenever Vanguard Wing first came out. We see Aether Wings still and all that.
Right.
But
So, well, again, the only thing that ever came out of the Vanguard wing was just the Aether wing and
oh, and the
the
crossbows that
the
went with it.
Raptors. Right.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, so now I can take something else. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because again, look, you have your Vanguard hunters, you have your Paladors, you have and you have your Raptors. That's
Mhm.
really, like, at the end of the day, that's all you need for an army.
Right.
Do I have something on foot that can actually do something? Do I have something that can move? And do I have something that can have some ranged presence?
Right.
Boom, got an army.
Mhm.
And then, of course, I came up with this before. And what's funny is, it looks like I got pretty good.
Yeah.
So the Thunderstrike Chamber, what might they be? More Warrior Chamber-esque models and rolls? Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
looked like.
Yeah. It's kind of what it is.
Deal mortal wounds when a model is slain? Maybe.
Yeah, I like the idea for whenever, since they're in that bigger armor, that what's the lore say that it explodes
Yeah.
within their soul daisier.
Right.
Yeah, do some mortal wound. Let's make this be your grindy army. That, oh no, I died, but so do you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then on top of that, I did more horde, like a more horde-like battle line, and more elite non-battle line, which looks to be the case as well, because it looks like you're going to be
Yeah.
taking those. I think the spear guys are going to come in 5, but I think you're going to take them in
Mhm.
10.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure those non-elite, or the elite guys, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure they're going to be in 3s.
Yeah, if they are in 3s like that box is, then yeah, you're right there. They are more elite.
Yeah, and so I think I hit the nail on the head on that one.
Yeah.
And then anti-monster, again, they didn't really talk about that. They just said whenever
Yeah.
they revealed them that they're anti-monster.
Okay.
But we also know in 3rd edition now that they're going to have a little bit of a push for monsters.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. So
And the
making an
starting
anti-monster would be good.
right, and the starting point is going to be Gur. So
Right. Yeah, the Lord Beast.
So-
So might as well.
so I had no idea what to do with these. Because again, like, I think they've already checked all the boxes. I don't think we need any more chambers.
No, I think we could have probably beefed up just the existing models, but
So what I said was, what could be interesting is if they focused on priests or actual artillery beyond just one ballista, war machines, which I've heard Vince say more than once.
yeah.
I would say prayers would be similar to Sacrosanct, except for they would focus. I completely skipped over Sacrosanct.
Don't worry about it.
We'll go
back.
I would say fix it in post, but I'm not going to fix it in post.
Yeah, it's
We're not
okay.
going to do that. So
Doing it
basically, what I
live,
said
it's fine.
was, so on the Sacrosect chamber, I said that their prayers focus more on debuffing and damage, and so
Right.
their prayers focus more on healing and buffing.
Yeah.
And then artillery and war machines could be due to Grogny's return, where you have more of an AOSified old world dwarf war machines and cannons. And then, of course, they said dwarf cast in parentheses or in question marks, and followed up with an automatic no, because I already knew that wasn't going to happen.
Right. But you can still hope. You can still
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah, I'm just waiting, man. You never know. Those annihilators,
Yeah.
they might come with like little stilts, and you might have like short leg options. That's
There you go. There you go.
so going back. Sacrosanct Chamber.
Let's go back to
Spells, buffs,
Sacrosanct.
debuffs. I say that if they're going to be buffing and they're going to be casting and they're going to be debuffing, their profiles need to be lower than everyone else.
And then you make your synergies work and you get to be higher than everyone else.
Right, right. So
Okay.
you have your spells, you determine what you want to be good at. Do I want to be
Right.
offensive? Do I want to be defensive? Do I want to teleport? Do I want to, boom, 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 boom? And so, like, these guys might not be the go to they are now.
Right.
These guys might, and again, like I said, I would make it so they were at least viable on the table. If we, like I said,
Yeah.
the goal for all of these with all armies is the fat middle.
Yeah. The goal is I see Stormcast at a big event and I don't know which army it is. I'm going to walk up and go, oh, this is the way we're playing it.
If I
Okay.
could just see one model that's not not adjudicator, and I already know your list.
Right.
But yeah, I think it would be awesome because in that way, these, like I said, these would be this would be the well to go to. Like, oh crap, I have enough points for a Lord Arcanum. I'll pull them over.
Right.
But yeah, every unit's casting, every unit's self buffing, every unit is shutting down spell casting,
Yeah.
strong dispelling,
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe not strong casting, but strong dispelling, especially
strong
in the current
dispelling.
place
I would
we
even
are.
say like have a good army wide ignore spells.
Just give us the like the null myriad for what are they? Osiark Bone Reapers.
Yeah.
So you on a 5-up, you just ignore the spell when
Hell,
it hits you.
I'd go further. I would say heroes in battle line are a 4-up. Everything else is a 5-up.
Okay. That'd be pretty big.
Boom. Well, again, I mean,
Yeah.
if your whole thing is cast,
Right. Yeah, that one army you come up across is going to get real sad, but it lets you have a place in the meta or whatever you're fighting that even, narratively, it makes sense for you to be good at it.
yeah. So, like I said, I mean, again, I've talked about this. I've had this idea basically since they said Sacrosanct. I've
Right.
had this idea in my head since then. Now, with that being said, I've never had another human being go, "You're right. That's a good idea."
It's not a terrible idea. I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong, because you're not. I think it's a cool idea that Sacrosanct would be more of our build your own whatever it is that you wanted, and if you can get all your buffs off correctly, they can be the hard-hitting hammer army or
I mean, honestly,
the anvil army.
they would probably play a little Luminethy.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah,
and again,
kind of Lumineth, and they wouldn't like auto cast. They would just
Right,
because
right.
of the weight, because of the weight of spells, they would get their stuff off. Not because they're particularly better at it than anyone else in War or Realms.
and I think it would be fine to give them like their buff and debuff spells just to do it like they are now, where it like again like it is in Lumineth, where it doesn't matter how many people cast the spell, you can just cast whatever you want.
Yep.
It'd be like Grey Knights where you have the choice of Hammer Hand or was it Sanctuary?
So, yeah, I think that was it.
Boy, I missed that. I missed that. So,
Olden days now. Yeah,
and again, I know a lot of people are like, "Well, there's already so much Stormcast, we don't want to saturate."
right.
I would be perfectly fine if they wanted to take this idea and pull inspiration from Space Marines, where
Okay.
instead of the Vanguard Chamber, it's the Knights of the Aurora.
Right.
And again, the reason why I say Knights of the Aurora is because they have a like a 1-line description in every book
Uh-huh.
that says they're the fastest there is. Like,
Yeah.
and if they wanted to do it that way, they wanted to flavor it
Yeah.
up by breaking it up. Like, If you want the warrior chamber, well, of course, the warrior chamber would probably be
Yeah, the
Warriors of
hammers.
Sigmar.
Yeah,
But then you could have, the Sacrosanct Chamber could be the Celestial Tempestors. Yeah, and again, I don't necessarily know their
celestial
lore, but
vindicators and all that. Yeah, yeah,
um, and then so that way it's like, so now here you go. On top of that, going that route, we now are going to be getting chamber specific heroes,
yeah.
and not just warriors and warriors and warriors.
Right. Yeah. Not just okay. Are you part of Hammers of Sigmar? No. Well, I don't know who you are.
I don't know it.
Yeah.
Here's a what is Gravis or whatever his name is. He's hollowed.
How?
Doesn't matter.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't remember.
I just think the new book. Just I'm ready for the new book. All right, I don't know
Yep.
all the lore inside.
I
Of it,
think
all
we
right?
all are. Yeah, we're all ready for the new
Um,
book.
okay, so let me ask. What do you think? What do you if if the whole book is a flop?
The
What's
whole book is a flop.
what's the one thing you hope they get right, where you would still enjoy the book?
One thing that they're going to get right that I'm still going to enjoy the book. Boy, this is difficult. I want.
You could be a little more. I'll even go. So with
Right.
my fate, with mine, I'll go with mine. That's
Mhm.
going to be a little. Like I said, it might be a little overreaching, but I just want. I want a smaller amount of models, and I want those models to feel like heroes.
Okay. Okay.
Even if I never win a battle with them, I want my opponent to go, "Whew, okay, that was a hill."
Yeah. No, I want my specific allegiance or no, Stormhost. That's what it is. Stormhost to feel individual and different for each of these. Not well, what does this group give me that the others don't? I want it to give me such a big buff that it almost puts me where I'm supposed to be, kind of like daughters do right now for
Yeah,
people whenever you're list building.
yeah, I can agree with that. I could agree with
Yeah.
that.
That I walk up and I know every Hollowed Knights list is kind of going to look this way, and every Celestial Vindicators list is kind of going to look this way because it helps us to do such a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, man. The biggest worry I have is like I'm sitting here, playing my Lumineth. We recently had a tournament in Pittsburgh where it did not go well.
Yeah,
Um, now again, I I had some heavy hitters that I played against.
yeah, and you're only what 6 games deep with the
Yeah.
army now. After that, yeah,
Well, so one of my biggest issues is typically whenever I lose a game, I can go, okay, this is what I did wrong.
right,
With these, I just go, I I just didn't have an answer. Like it was just so like I um I know he doesn't like being brought up on media, so I won't bring up his name. But a heavy hitter,
yeah,
that a name that most people would recognize, any of the people that play Sirius would recognize. He brought Night Haunt, and I because I had to stay within Shining Company, it impacted my ability to screen.
okay,
I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen, but it didn't matter because I just didn't have enough in the toolbox to be able to prevent it.
cover it. Yeah,
I even had I had a group of wind chargers off in the like if this is the battlefield.
hmm
I had everything set up here. I had tech list in the middle, tech list by the way. So I had my wardens, my sentinels. I had a piece of terrain like here, so it was a very small gutter over here, and then
right,
I had my wind chargers over here, and they were trying to keep screened in, but they're so friggin' weak. Uh, they were literally
yeah,
removed turn one, and as soon as they were gone, boom, there was half of it. There, I would say it was like a quarter of his army was here, and then a quarter of his army was here. So it was like turn one, and then as soon as the wind chargers were gone, here was the rest of them, And now he did get lucky and rolled two 9-inch charges.
Right. That always helps.
Yeah, that it's a little bit of help. But
It's okay.
I
It's
mean, in
okay.
all honesty, again, the option is break Shining Force, and then
Yeah,
I'm a
break
sitting
shining
duck,
cup.
and I can't
Yeah.
really go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. The option is just break shining company and take the hit because you
Right.
know it's going to get to you.
Right. And again, like then at that point, then why break Shining Company? Why not just stay in it and make him take as long as possible?
I suppose.
Because again, like the other problem I've had in every single one of my games is tripping up on terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Shining Company just
Yeah. It fights you. It does fight you with terrain.
it is the most uh, damnable loved
Such a
rule.
wonderful buff.
Yeah.
Oh, but boy, is it difficult to pull off.
But so here we go. So here we have one where like, I'm struggling with this army. It's a very
Mhm.
complicated army, and everything
Yeah.
has to be played at near perfect levels.
Yeah. Yeah. If you slip up, you feel it pretty quick.
Now, here comes the Golden Boys, who goes,
Yeah.
"We're here. Okay, hit us. We saved it."
Yep. Yep. We are
Uh,
self-containing our buffs
all right.
from
There's
part with that
there's
army.
four at -2 for 2 damage. Oh, you failed them all. Okay, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah,
like
that's gonna hurt.
so, like I said, I mean, I we'll see. I'm going to do my
Yep.
best to. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to get these guys finished. They should be done before third edition comes out,
Good.
or shortly thereafter. Yeah, probably
Right.
shortly thereafter because I'm probably not going to get these done. I expect July.
Yeah, I was gonna say after we do our event here, Atlantic City Open, you're probably gonna take a break from the painting desk for a little bit and then
Oh
get
no,
back
way
to it.
man, no, I got too much to
No?
paint. I got too much.
Oh yeah.
Because again, like, so what I'll do is once I get one list done, and again, that'll be one thing that's nice is I'll have my list for, after third comes out.
Yeah.
After this is done, then I'll allow myself to go and start a Thunderstrike army.
There you go.
Because I
That's
already
good
have
motivation.
a Sacrosanct set up. I have, 2 blocks of 10 Judicators. I have a block of 10 Evocators, block of 10 or 15 Sequitors. So I have
Okay.
a decent amount, and hopefully I have Lord Arcanum on Torlon that
Yeah.
is a
Yeah. Hopefully that'll be
it's an
good.
overpriced chicken. However, I do like the 2 spells.
Yeah. It's a very cool looking model too. So it'd be very nice if it was good.
So now I'm going to be like, okay, Matt, don't paint the thing you're excited to paint, and paint the thing that you're dreading painting.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm happy to paint the warbands. Try and get a little
Right.
bit of a break. Worst case scenario, you know what? I have some Middle Earth models that I've been wanting to get painted for probably 8 years. So
There you go.
maybe I'll paint up Prince Imrahil.
There you are.
All right. Well, that wraps us up. We went just a little over 2 hours, like we always do.
It's
The
fun.
the only AOS podcast on the YouTubes that can take 1 hour content and spread it out into two. That's,
There we go. Nothing wrong with it.
all right. Well, any final thoughts or feelings before we say goodbye for the month?
No, I'm excited whenever we come back next month and we get to talk about AOS 3.0 once we finally have rules in our hands. And we're going to sit here excited, I'm hoping, about this new edition. I'm sure we all will be.
Well, so how about give a little preview? What are you most excited for?
Uh, Biggest excitement for me, one thing is I'm glad that we got to keep the priority role.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I'm assuming because I play 40k as well that we are going to have secondaries, kind of like in 40k, where you will kind of get to tailor those for yourself, and I enjoy that quite a bit. The way that game plays with it,
Biggest fear?
uh, that the way we do command points is going to be very strange, and that the new battalions are going to feel so generic that everyone will end up taking the same one.
Uh, so as far as the command points go, I think they went over pretty in depth. So like
Yeah,
you at the beginning
that
of every
it
round,
depends on you get a number
you get a set
depending on
amount.
if you
If you
first or
go
second, you
right,
get
if you
more
go
or
second, you
less.
get more. Yeah. Um, so for me, the thing I'm looking forward to most,
Hmm.
smaller board size.
Okay.
I'm looking,
Yeah.
just I can't wait, man. I can't tell you how excited I am. Again,
Okay.
as someone with real bad back problems, reaching across a 4 foot table is never fun.
Fair enough. Give yourself them extra 4 inches now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, I mean, you have to remember. So, like, it's not just 4 inches because you're going to be you're going to be setting up
Hmm.
12 inches in, and then you got the so you're going to be doing that whole. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
It's
It's gonna
gonna
be
all
great.
get.
Now,
Yeah.
again, my fear is the um, the
No. Oh, you're okay. Don't die on us. Oh, jeez. All right. That was good and muted. No, no, we're gonna have to get the show shorter now. Your body's trying to tell you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
there
I
we
hear
go.
you.
There we go. So just in case my OBR or OBS meters were saying it wasn't reading me, so is the charge reactions.
Okay.
So I hope that they're not that
Mhm.
big of a deal.
Right.
I hope they just add a little bit. I don't think you're going to be getting. I expect you to be getting between maybe 2 to 4 command points. But again, if you want to just be a shit eater, you'll just sit there and go, "Oh, you're going to charge me one of my command points. Oh, you can charge over here, command point. Charge over here, command point." You're just going to keep
Right.
running, 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 running.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be the thing is I've heard a lot of people worried about the retreat one, which that'll be the biggest one to see to what scope it is. That'll
Yep.
be all. If it's
Uh,
like add 3 inches to the charge, might not be the worst deal in the world.
yeah. All right. Well, yeah. That we'll see.
Yeah. All we
We'll
can
see.
do is wait and see, and I'm sure we'll all be smiling. We'll still be playing it anyway, no matter what they do.
No, I
So,
quit. I quit. I'm gonna play
I,
40K, and I'm gonna start playing Ninth Age. That's what I'm gonna do.
oh, jeez, okay. Just piss everyone off here at the end of the podcast. Let's do that.
Which, as a signing off note, because this is what I do. So I was all excited whenever Cities of Sigmar came out. Okay, I
Okay.
was like, this is it. This is where I'm going. Dispossessed. I don't care how bad they are. I'm just sticking dispossessed. Well, they came out and they were even worse than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
So one of the ideas that I had was I wanted to take a unit of Shadow Warriors,
Okay.
and so I saw these Ranger models from Ninth
Uh,
Age.
okay.
I'm like, they're gonna be awesome. They look super cool. So I
Yeah.
bought them. They are literally the worst models I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh
I
no.
literally do not have the capability to put them together.
Oh, that's so sad.
I spent like probably not exaggerating a little bit of time every night for 2 weeks to try and put them together.
Mm, that's sad.
So like the main problem is I guess if I just got good with green stuff, I could fill the
The
because like
gaps that are everywhere.
the problem is like the shoulder cap or the shoulder ball is like this, but the shoulder joint is like this.
Oh,
So it just like it sits and then it just swims. But then
right.
you also it hits the arm, so you can't get the arm over enough to meet the other arm that holds the crossbow.
So you're fighting it a lot. I gotcha.
And I'm like, you know what? The army sucks. The models suck. Everything sucks. So
Time
bye.
to cave. Yeah.
But oh, I can't let it. I can't go on a down note. I'm gonna go down. So third edition would be great.
Yep, third edition will be great. We'll be having a great time with it. Setting up to play again soon.
All right, it's gonna be great. We'll
Yeah.
see everybody next month.
Later.